I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take the parts that do resonate. If it does not, leave the parts that do not resonate, as those may be meant for someone else. Okay, Capricorn. All right, so we have the current situation, 9 of Wands. What's crossing that? We have the Chariot, could be Cancer sign. All right, we have what do you need to focus on? Again, the Hanging Man. Okay, letting go. This one here, he's kind of letting go of those weights. All right, what are you leaving in your past? Do we have your past, or what are you leaving, which is the Devil, which I feel like good for you because you're leaving that toxic energy behind. Your strengths, ideas. You have a lot of ideas. You have a good imagination too. That's what I feel like. Your imagination is very good. Near future, we have the 10 of Wands. Let's see, make sure that you can see. The advice, 8 of Pentacles. We have the environment, 8 of Swords. I feel like the environment is you're ready to break free from something, and definitely you're ready to break free from this, right? This line right here, like this 8 of Swords can be that you're holding yourself back, but it also can represent that you're ready to break free from something, like you no longer want to hold yourself back. And then we have hopes and fears, 9 of Pentacles, and then we have, oh, look at this. Wahoo! Potential outcome. Look at that fulfillment. I love, love, love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So, current situation is you're exhausted, you're tired, you're trying to hang in there. You feel like you've been through a battlefield, and just that feeling of overwhelmment. What's the challenge is, how do I move on from this, right? Because sometimes you're so tired that you're like, I can't even take one more step. I can't take one more day of this. I can't take one more moment of this. I'm so tired. I feel like I've been trying and trying and trying, and things haven't been happening for me. And I put all this work into something and it's not happening, right? So that's the challenge. Could also be a Cancer sign that's challenging you, right? That I feel like, maybe they're being demanding or something, and like they're not understanding how tired you are. All right, so what do you need to focus on? How do you turn this situation, right, that you feel so tired, you feel like you put so much effort into something, you feel like you have put so much work into something and you're not getting how do you turn that around? How do you look at the positive, right, with the Hangman? He's letting go of some weights, letting go of some burdens, stopping, just stepping away from the situation to reassess. Sometimes when you're in the middle of a situation, when you're so tired and you're so exhausted, you need to remove yourself from that situation the best way that you can. So what does that mean? What does that work for you, right? Is it going for a drive? What are those tools, again, that I've said that you have in your arsenal that you can use, that you can do? Is it going for a drive? Is it going to the lake, going to the beach? Is it going to your favorite restaurant, treating yourself to something special, going to the spa? Is it hanging out with a best friend or a family member that you feel you can trust and rely on? What is that? What is it that you can remove yourself from this situation? Because I almost feel like you're so surrounded by this energy that you can't really think or see straight. And for me, it's going to the barn. Whenever I feel very heavy, I go anyways to go see my horse, but I feel like it helps me mentally tremendously. We all have to have that place where we can recharge, whatever that represents to you. If it's reading a book, if it's listening to music, if it's taking a really nice tub and you put the candles all around and you get yourself a glass of wine and you put on some music and you're just like, okay, I'm turning off the phone for the next hour. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone. Right? What is that to you? Like, there is that thing. that you can do. So figure that out and embrace that. What it is that what is that you're leaving? The devil, right? That toxic energy, that negativity, those things that are holding you back. Let's pull a couple more cards here. A toxic situation that you were in or thinking, or maybe it was just you, that you were kind of in a negative mode, right? That you were not in a positive frame of mind. So we also have the Two of Wands, we have the High Priestess and the King of Wands. I feel like it's kind of starting anew and listening to that inner voice. Like I was saying, I feel like, was it your own thoughts that were starting to become toxic because you were in a situation and you were getting frustrated that you weren't getting the results that you thought you were going to be? Sometimes it's our own thinking. It doesn't even have to do with a person. It could just be our own way of thinking, and so we start to think negative. So that could be something. Is it something from your past that you keep thinking about? Is it something, are there triggers around you that, keep coming up for you? If it's a trigger, what is it? And what is it that you need to confront? And what is it that you have to look at? Is there something, I almost feel like it's mental within your mind. So something from your past that had really bothered you, that maybe it's starting to bubble up a lot. And how do you let that go, right? How do you let those feelings go? Your strengths, we have the creativity. Seven of Cups. I almost feel like it's creativity, like being creative in this situation and saying, okay, how can I turn this around? How can I change this? Being creative, doing something, plan a trip, right? Maybe it's just even a staycation. Maybe it's to a really nice hotel or something that's near you, or a B&B or something like that, or plan a trip that you've been wanting to do. I feel like it's being creative in that you're creative. Also, taking it one day at a time. Not looking at the big picture as I have this whole mountain to get through, or I have all of this that I have to work through or let go of. But I feel like it's kind of taking it one day at a time, right? Because he's putting one coin in the jar at a time, and he's not being overwhelmed by the whole situation. And dealing with this negative situation in a creative way. What's the best way for you to get past this, right? To release this. Then we have the Ten of Wands. We have the Nine of Wands here, and then we have the Ten of Wands. So it's that progression. So this is the near future. Is it releasing that burden? Because you're realizing what's going on, and you're like, okay, I've got to deal with it. Yes, I'm exhausted and I'm tired, but I've got to see how this is affecting me and that I have to handle this situation. Yeah. What's the best way that you can handle it? And I feel like it's being proud. I love the peacock here with it's displaying its feathers, and I feel like it's you being proud of yourself, of saying, okay, this was a situation that was really getting me down, but I took control of the situation so that I could move forward from it. And then we have the advice, which is the Eight of Pentacles, and it's like taking a closer look at the situation and seeing how it was affecting you, but also changing things up and doing things differently, right? That's saying, okay, I've got to change something here so that I don't put myself back in this energy. We have the environment, which I said I feel is that environment, and the energy is that you want to free yourself from this situation. That's so cute, because the girl's swinging on the swing, right? Getting back to that lightheartedness, getting back to fun, getting back to things not being so serious and so heavy. Hopes and fears. Definitely it's about, like, when you're in the midst of this, you're like, and I've been there too. It's like, will I ever smile again? Will I ever laugh again? Will I ever feel that freedom again of just being able to go and have fun? Will I ever feel released from this energy, this heaviness of this situation? Will I ever feel that again? And definitely there's that fear of that, right? When you're in the midst of this. But the hopes are that, yeah, things will be better. You just have to be patient. And then the outcome, potential outcome, is the Nine of Cups. And then we have the Nine of Wands again, hanging in there for that Nine of Cups, right? To not give up on yourself, to not give up on your dreams, to not give up on your goals, and to keep pushing through and to persevere. And I feel that you're very strong, and that even though this is a weak moment for you, that you will pull through it because you're very strong. But I feel like this is a cool one because I feel like you're very creative about ways in that you can see things and you can approach things and you can change things up. And I love that. All right, so let's get a energy oracle for the reading. What energy is surrounding this reading for Capricorn? All right, that one flipped out. The chakras always want to come out. I think that's funny because there's only seven of them in here out of all these cards, but they come out a lot. Okay, so we have the fifth chakra, which represents the throat chakra, and that's about speaking up, right? The power to communicate. You're ready to communicate. You feel like you're ready to come out of your shell, like the horn, like I'm looking at that horn there, like you're ready. And that's what I was saying over here with the peacock, is I feel like you're ready to spread your wings, you're ready to come out of your shell, like to come out of this heaviness of the Nine of Wands. Like you're ready. You're like, I want change. I want change. I don't want to be like this anymore. I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to be in this energy anymore. I don't want this energy or this situation to control me anymore. Cornucopia, an abundance, right? An abundance of happiness and positivity, and that harvest that you have, that feeling of fulfillment. And I almost feel like this goes with the Nine of Cups, right? That cornucopia, that fulfillment, and not having to worry about anything. I love it. All right, let's get a wisdom oracle. What energy is surrounding this reading for Capricorn with the wisdom oracle? That one. Clean it up. What do you need to clean up, right? What are those things that you need to clean up? What do you need to focus on? What do you need to get rid of? What do you need to deal with? All right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.